Ay na-assign ng lugar sa custodial center. Oras rin daw na maglabas ang Muntinlupa RTC ng arrest warrant ay wala raw silang magagawa kundi ipatupad ito.
Kung we were already provided with the copy and also tasked to implement it. Well, of course, may mga request po. A proper coordination can be made kung sakali po mangyari yan para mas maayos, mas maganda yung we will be able to implement it without hitches. Mas mabuti na ho yung napapag-usapan kaysa magbabarasuhan.
Malalaman sa araw na ito kung ipapaaresto ng korte si Senator Laila de Lima na sinampahan ng mabibigat na kaso sa droga. Inaasahang iraraffle ng Muntinlupa City Regional Trial Court Executive Judge ang reklamo ng Justice Department laban kay de Lima, bagay na hindi na umabot noong Biyernes. Titimbangin ng West na pupuntahan ang kaso kung mag-i-issue ng arrest warrant batay sa reklamo o kung hihingi pa sa prosecutor ng dagdag na katibayan laban sa senadora. Nauna nang sinabi ni de Lima na hinahanda niya na ang kanyang sarili bilang kauna-unahang presong politikal ng anyay rehimeng Duterte.
Positibo naman si Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre na maglalabas ng warrant of arrest sa Muntinlupa RTC. Wala raw inihaing counter affidavit ng senadora para gawing basihan ng husgado.
Mangyayari po dyan sapagkat si Secretary de Lima committed a very big blunder by not filing any counter affidavit. Kaya pag-review niya ng judge, wala siyang makikita nung depensa ni Secretary de Lima sapagkat hindi siya sumagot. Ang nakalagay lamang po, nag-bank lamang si Secretary de Lima solely on her belief na ang DOJ ay walang jurisdiction kundi ang ombudsman.
In Davao City, President Rodrigo Duterte said Senator de Lima has to face her cases before the court. The president is convinced that the government has strong cases against de Lima. More details from Sweden, Velado.
President Rodrigo Duterte is confident that criminal cases filed by the Department of Justice against Senator Leila de Lima are strong enough to prove her involvement in the illegal drug trade inside the new Bilibid prison during her term as Justice Secretary. Three separate cases in violation of Republic Act 9165 or Dangerous Drug Act Section 5 were filed against the lawmaker at the Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court. If proven guilty, de Lima might be sentenced to 12 years of imprisonment and will need to settle a fine amounting to 500 pesos to 10 million pesos. Senator de Lima is a vocal critic of President Duterte, especially on the issue of extrajudicial killings or EJK. The president, on the other hand, has a message for the Solon.
Well, she has to face the music. Actually, ilang testigos yun at took months to develop the case. Alam naman ng Pilipino yan.
Meanwhile, Secretary Aguirre said that the cases filed against Senator de Lima will have to be evaluated first by the judge before an arrest warrant is issued. In a press conference, Aguirre said that drug cases will have to be raffled first to a judge by the Muntinlupa City Trial Court. According to him, raffling of cases by the Muntinlupa City is held every Mondays.
Malinaw doon sa ating hukom na talagang malinaw ang probable cause. In other words, yung malinaw sa kanya na talagang maaring nagkasala talaga itong taong ito. Kaya pag yun lamang po ang judicial probable cause na hinihingi natin. Hindi sa unang determination ng probable cause by the prosecution, yung National Prosecution Service po natin. Ito nga, meron silang na-determine na probable cause sa 3 kaso against Leila de Lima and company. After the determination by the prosecution service ng probable cause, magkakaroon po ng isang determination ng probable cause. Yun ang determination na gagawin ng ating hukom, ng ating judge.
Pong natitirang duda ng atin pong Pangulo ay isang mamamatay tao at sociopathic serial killer.
Ito ang maanghang na banat ni Senadora Leila de Lima laban kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte kasabay ng posibleng pag-aresto sa kanya dahil umano sa kaso sa iligal na droga. Giit niya, hindi siya ang tunay na kriminal kundi ang Pangulo. Patunay daw nito mga siniwalat ni retired SPO3 Arthur Las Cañas ukol sa Davao Death Squad kung saan tinuturing na Big Boss si Digong. Halata rin umano ang pagpanig ng Pangulo sa masasamang loob dahil na lang sa pag-absuelto nito sa mga tunay daw na may sala gaya ng tinaguri ang pork barrel queen na si Janet Napoles at ilang convicted drug lords sa ginagawang testigo laban sa kanya.
Ang mga ahensya ng gobyerno ay nagtutulong-tulong upang iabsuelto at mapalaya ang mga nahatulang kriminal at kinakasuhan naman ng mga nagpursiging ng huli at nagsakdal sa kanila.
Huwag na rin daw tayong magtaka kung tila panay questionable ang karakter ng mga nasa administrasyon ngayon.
Mula sa mga Marcos, kay Arroyo hanggang kay Napoles sa panahon ni Duterte, naglabasan at namayagpag ang lahat ng mga kriminal, korap, halang, bituka at maiitim ang kaluluwa. May reunion ng mga kriminal sa gobyernong ito.
Kaya panawagan niya sa mga iba pang nagsisilbi sa gobyerno maging sa gabinete.
Maaari niyong isalba ang bansang ito mula sa isang kriminal na Pangulo sa pamamagitan ng pagdeklara na dahil sa kanyang kriminal na pag-iisip ay wala siyang kakayahan na gampanan ang mga katungkulan ng isang Pangulo.
Kasabay ng mga tirada ng senadora ay nilinaw ng ilang taga-Liberal Party na hindi ang kanilang partido ang nasa likod ng destabilization plot laban sa Pangulo.
Hindi dahil tumututol ka sa mga ibang mga pulisiya, agad-agad ay nanggugulo ka. This is part of our democratic process.
Hindi naman nababahal ang Malacanang sa mga pahayag ni De Lima, kaya ayaw na raw nilang patulan ito.
This is colorful language.
Na talaga namang nagsasabi that we should provide protections for mothers under certain treaties also, international human rights treaties. We have the same obligations. I'm referring to the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the Child Rights Convention, and the Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. And again, all of these instruments, human rights instruments, assure that pregnant women be fully protected. Kaya lang po, nakakabahala talaga na according to a UNICEF data, there are 160 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births, with roughly 11 women dying every day. So even with the passage of the RH law, nakakabahala pa rin po ang ganitong datos. Kaya karapat-dapat lang na pag natin kilalanin ang kahalagahan ng sapat na maternity leave. So just few clarificatory questions, Mr. President. Now, sections 4 and 5 stipulates that women employed in public and private sector, respectively, may avail of an additional 30 days leave on condition that the employee communicates such intention at least 45 days before the end of the ordinary maternity leave. My concern po ay tungkol sa mga tinatawag na mga pregnancy-borne diseases that are not foreseen. That takes place on emergency situation katulad po ng postpartum preeclampsia, for example, which in some cases, according to a study, they develop within 48 hours of childbirth. Certainly in this situation, I would say that the 45-day notice is not feasible. And in fact, there are cases decided by the Supreme Court relating to illnesses that may fall out of the regular maternity leave. Perhaps the staff of the very good sponsor would just take a look at the cases of Del Monte Philippines, Inc. versus Lolita Velasco, GR number 153447, and also some other cases, Lacque Drug, Inc. versus Maria Lourdes Belga, na talaga naman that the Supreme Court had taken note of certain situations where indeed there would be prolonged leave of absence because of pregnancy-borne diseases that afflict the mother. Now, would a good sponsor therefore consider an amendment which would in effect dispense with the 45 advance notice in cases of emergency that will require additional leave?
Yes, Mr. President, because there are indeed emergency cases among pregnant or delivering or in fact postpartum women that cannot humanly be known or anticipated beforehand. I would be willing at the proper time, Mr. President, good gentlewoman, to accept an amendment to waive this 45-day notice in the case of medical emergencies.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, on the issue of security of tenure, Section 12 of the bill provides that employees who avail of the extended maternity leave benefit are assured of security in employment or tenure. However, the same section provides that transfer to parallel position or reassignment from one organization unit to another in the same agency shall be allowed without reduction in rank, status, and salary. I have some reservation about this, although I know that this seems to be a standard provision allowing the transfer to parallel positions or reassignment for as long as there is no demotion in rank, status, and salary. But I'm thinking that would this exemption not amount also to an act of discrimination in another context? Since it will open the possibility of enabling the transfer or reassignment that is not in the best interest of the returning employee who availed of the maternity leave or who is entitled to the maternity leave. Can we therefore, Mr. President, in lieu of the exemption, stipulate to prohibit transfer or reassignment? May we get the thoughts of the good sponsor?
Yes, Mr. President. Thank you. In fact, I will, at the proper time again, seriously consider to accept an amendment on this section, and precisely because of the context that we are committed to the principles of the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women. We are still in the Senate of this 17th Congress fighting to pass a security of tenure bill under the leadership of Senator Villanueva, the chair of our Senate Committee on Labor. And therefore, as this bill also seeks to be part of a package of laws upholding the rights of working women, it would not, under any circumstances, tolerate constructive dismissal. So to repeat, Mr.